Decades ago, Martin Luther King Jr. forced the United States to confront its own architecture of inequality. He faced fire hoses, dogs, and repeated imprisonment to dismantle the legal foundations of segregation. Simultaneously, Malcolm X demanded complete autonomy, refusing to negotiate with the institutions enforcing that oppression. Both men were eventually assassinated for their work, leaving a massive void in the struggle for liberation. Today, many of their descendants live in a state of paralysis. They stand motionless in a world that feels increasingly chaotic, existing as passive observers of their own lives. Reacting to the symptoms of this paralysis, like poverty or police harassment, ensures you remain on the receiving end of the system's output. By fighting the effects rather than the causes, the cycle of victimization continues uninterrupted. Imagine sitting at a high-stakes poker table without knowing the value of the cards. Your opponent understands the odds, the house rules, and exactly how the dealer operates. You are being legally robbed because you don't know the rules of the game. American legal and political frameworks produce exactly what their architects intended. These systems leverage a citizen's lack of knowledge to extract wealth and freedom through a process most people never think to question. Breaking this multi-generational loop requires moving from a reactive state to a causal one. It starts by mastering the invisible laws that govern your reality. Ancient Egyptian wisdom, attributed to the figure Thoth, identified a set of immutable principles that function like the spiritual operating system of the universe. These are the Seven Hermetic Principles. First, mentalism, the idea that the universe is mental and your mind projects your reality. This connects to correspondence, the law that your outer life is a fractal mirror of your inner state, and vibration, which dictates that every thought and object is in constant motion. The map continues with polarity, showing that opposites are just different degrees of the same thing. Rhythm explains the natural tides and cycles of your emotions, while gender teaches that creation requires marrying feminine intuition with masculine action. Finally, the law of cause and effect states that nothing happens by chance. Every result has a specific point of origin. While these principles are often hidden in plain sight, the ruling elite have historically used them to their advantage, distracting the public with complex external rules, while they strategically set the internal causes that dictate the direction of society. To see these distractions in action, we look to the external rules created by man, starting with the earliest legal codes in ancient Sumeria and Babylon. The Code of Hammurabi, often cited as the birth of justice, was actually a manual for class control. It established a system where noblemen could bypass penalties with silver, while the enslaved and lower classes faced violent physical retribution for the same acts. This established the blueprint for every civilization that followed, a set of house rules that prioritized the protection of elite property and the subjugation of those who cannot read the fine print. This ancient strategy of elite protection was imported directly into the American colonies, appearing first in the form of Southern slave patrols. These patrollers were policy enforcers, not legal scholars. Their sole purpose was to track runaways, monitor travel passes, and use violence to maintain the policies of plantation owners. During the Industrial Revolution, wealthy factory owners needed similar enforcement to suppress labor revolts. Municipalities responded by absorbing these private patrols into local governments, using taxpayer funds to finance what we now call the modern police force. This lineage is proven by history. These departments were the primary force used to enforce the Jim Crow laws and black codes, ensuring that marginalized communities remained under the control of elite policy. The modern justice system operates as a policy enforcement weapon. It relies entirely on the fact that most citizens will never learn the legal rules used to manage them. Sober legal illiteracy has a high cost. In 1989, police coerced 5 teenagers in New York into false confessions by lying to them about their rights and the evidence. Because the boys didn't know they could simply remain silent, they spent years in prison for a crime they didn't commit. In contrast, Huey P. Newton and the Black Panthers used legal literacy as a shield. Newton studied the law for months to understand the exact boundaries of police power. They used California's specific statutes on open carry and observation distances as a tactical martial art. By knowing the rules better than the officers, they legally monitored police stops and neutralized harassment. These leaders understood that the law is a weapon of liberation when mastered and a tool of oppression when ignored. Surrendering that knowledge through apathy is a choice to remain defenseless. Real liberation requires a dual mastery. You must learn the external legalese used in the courts while simultaneously commanding the internal spiritual laws of the universe. This means using the law of mentalism to reject a subjugated internal state, then using legal literacy to navigate the external system. When your internal belief and external action are aligned, you stop being a victim of the game and start setting its terms. The people in this crowd faced dogs and violence to secure your standing. They did not sacrifice their lives for their descendants to remain passive observers, who are too apathetic to read the rules of their own society. Break the cycle of oppression. Master the internal mechanics of your own mind and the external rules of the legal system to dictate the effects of your own life.
What if the real superpower was already inside you? The Great Book of Melanin Research reveals 130 years of scientific studies conducted by governments around the world on you. This isn't fiction. It's real research on melanin uncovering its superconductive, photoconductive, cell-protective, and DNA shielding abilities. Yeah, they've known for over a century. Why don't you? Order now and get the exclusive Police Stop Law Package free. That's the Know Your Rights Manual, Constitutional Rights Card, Qualified Immunity Notice and Card, Police Stop Flashcards Volume 1 and 2, the Public Official Bonds Book. Learn how to hold them personally accountable. This is power in your hands, biological and legal. They studied you. Now you study them. Click the link. Get the truth. Get protected. The Great Book of Melanin Research. It's time you knew what they know.